Okay, so when you are done with this assignment for comparing fractions, I want you to go ahead and go to fraction top it. So the way that you get to that is by going to your EDM games, and then you go to top it, click on top it, and then go to, I want you to do top it fractions with pictures, top it fractions with pictures too, top it without pictures, because this one we're using our fraction circles. This one we're not. So this is you using your knowledge of the number lines and fractions in general as numbers, not with the pictures. So if you feel confident that you could do this, then I want you to go ahead and move on to these two. Okay. All right. So English language arts today. I will be able to analyze text illustrations to connect information in the text. So this is a similar activity to what we did last week, where I had you guys do A New Life in Vermont, and you drew lines from the picture to the text where the stuff was happening. So this is very similar. You're going to go back to the Communities Then and Now workbook. You're going to look at how the features like the maps, photos, and captions can support and introduce new information, right? And the captions are the little blue underneath the picture. So you're going to reread paragraphs 7 through 8, just paragraphs 7 through 8, okay, to answer these questions. Why do you think Mason Streeter included the map, photograph, and captions in this section? What sentences do they support? Okay, so after you look at the map and the photograph and read the captions, then you're going to look at the paragraphs and go, oh, this is why he put it in there. And here it is in Spanish. Now you're going to annotate by underlining words, phrases, or sentences in the text that you think are connected to the information given in the map, photos, and captions. And I've shown you how to use the pen and the highlighter to highlight the pictures and the photos. So you could do that. And then once you've done that, you're going to do this chart. So, and I'm going to actually open it up to benchmark to take a look at the map and paragraphs 7 and 8. I got to get to page 12. Okay, all kinds of communities. Now I'm looking and, oh, 7 and 8 aren't on this page. So let me go to page 14. I'm going to zoom in so that way I can see it better. Now, this is the map that I'm referring to when we're talking about the picture. Okay, so here's the map, and it says Farmersville is a rural town in northern Texas. In 2012, the population was 3,414 people. And then in this paragraph, it says, my town, Farmersville, is in rural area of northern Texas. Rural means it is in the country, but that doesn't mean that we are Hicks. Dallas is only 35 miles away. We could drive there in half an hour. So what parts of this paragraph support this map? Okay, so first thing, when I'm at my chart, I'm going to write actually what is in the paragraph. So for instance, part of it I think is actually, let me get my pen. Let me go back. Get my pen. And I think this part is important. and is part of the reason why he put a map. I don't think any of this is. Dallas is only 35 miles away. Why do you think I'm underlining this? I'm underlining this part because it shows it on the map, how close Farmersville is to Dallas. And that he put here and supported it with the map. So that is why there's actually two pieces that support the map here. And I will write this sentence and this sentence in my chart, okay? And then I'm going to write in my own words, right? How does it support my understanding of the concepts? So why does the map help support what I just read, okay? So that's what you're going to write. And then you're going to look at the first photograph and caption. And when I'm talking about the first photograph, I am looking at this one. There are many fields in Farmersville, and this photo right here. Maybe somewhere here it tells us what this is. So that's how you would do that one. Okay. All right. So moving on. After you have finished this, then move on to what we're going to be talking about next. So pause the video now, work on this assignment before you move on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and then what you're going to do is you're going to analyze the photograph and the caption on page 15 and write why the writer included it in the text and what information it provides about Farmersville. And that one that we're talking about is this one, okay? What does this and this caption have to do with anything written here, okay? And you're going to write me and tell me what it is and why. Okay. Now, moving on to homophones, okay? So I've talked about homophones before, and I think every time I ask, do you guys remember what a homophone is? You always say something about similes or hyperboles and things like that. But a homophone, and like we had talked about before, they're words that sound the same but have different spellings and meanings, okay? So I want you to listen for what might be some homophones within this paragraph as I read it out loud. As the name of my town says, we have a lot of farms here. Farmers have called this place home since 1849. My great, 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 and maybe one more great granddaddy came here and then. The area's fertile, black soil was perfect for growing crops. Those first settlers planted cotton, which became a big part of the area's economy. An economy includes all the businesses and workers in an area. Okay, so there were two homophones within that paragraph. The word here has a homophone pair. The word here, spelled H-E-A-R, means to listen with your ears. In sentence 3 is the word great, which has the homophone pair great, spelled G-R-A-T-E, like to grate cheese. You need to use the meaning of sentences to tell which word in a homophone pair makes sense in a sentence. So here I gave you guys some visuals. We have here, H-E-A-R, where you're listening, you can hear something. And here, like saying you are here in Solano County, that's where you are here. H-E-R-E. So great, you have great, like you've done a great job, or that lasagna was really great. Oh, it's tasted so good. So great meaning good. And then you have great, which is with a grater, which is what this is. And you could grate cheese to put it in your quesadilla, or you could grate cheese like Parmesan and put in like lasagna or a salad or something like that. So these are spelled different. As you can see, the E is placed at the end. They sound the same when you say great or great, but they mean totally different things. So what is the homophone for each word? So we have blue, like the color blue. What do you think the homophone pair for this blue is? I'm going to say it is blue, like the wind, right? The wind blew. Not blue the color, the wind blew. Now we have beat, like we can make a beat like that, or we can eat a beet. Beets are really, really yummy. I have them for lunch. They're amazing. But they're a root, a vegetable that you pull out of the ground and you roast it and eat it. Very different from is the beet that you eat. Ate. This ate is referring to I ate a big breakfast. What is something that sounds very similar but is not eating something? It would be 8, the number, right? The number 8 does not mean I ate 8 breakfasts, even though that would be a lot, but is not the same thing. And they're spelled very, very different. Now, cheap. Cheap is like something, you know, you're buying at the store and you're like, ooh, this is a great deal. It's super cheap. I'm gonna buy it because it's at a really good price. Sorry. There's another cheap, like a chicken makes, a little chickadee, a chick or a little baby chick. Cheaps, right, is not the same thing as buying something that is cheap. So now you guys are going to practice with these words: so, days, buy, and weigh. Okay. If you're having trouble finding the homophone for each of these words, you can use Google to help you, or you can ask a parent to help you as well. Or you can even ask on Google Hangouts some of your classmates, those that are working on this. So just a suggestion. Now what you're going to do is you're going to have both of the words, okay? So like I have beat and beat that you eat, and then you're going to have sentences using both words. So you can combine, okay, and do one sentence using both words. For instance, like blue and blue, I blew a blue whistle. That would be an example of one sentence using both words. Or you could say, I beat a drum, I ate some beets. And then you have 2 sentences, but you're using both words, but they're separated into their own sentences. That is up to you, okay? So moving on. And then for this one, I want you to read it out loud, okay? The Mississippi River cuts through the middle of my city. With such easy access to water, it's no wonder many people here enjoy boating and fishing. So there are 3 or 4 actually homophones within this 2-sentence paragraph. So I provided you guys with a circle, and you're going to circle the words that are homophones, okay? Once you have those words, put them in this chart. You're going to put the word and the homophone, and then you're going to tell me what each one means, okay? Let me give you guys an example. For instance, two. Whoops. I would write 2 and TWO, and one of them is a number, and then the other one is something else. You would have to look it up, right? So that is an example of how you would do that. Okay, I'm about out of time, so I will see you on the next slide for the next video. Go ahead and get to work on homophones.